Hello, everybody. A US cargo ship has been bombed with a missile in the Red Sea off the coast of Yemen by the Houthis, who are effectively the government of the state of Yemen. They control the area with the largest number of people, the capital city, and most of the resources and populated areas in Yemen. And this comes after the US and the UK, for no good reason, decided that they were going to bomb Yemen, who had put an embargo on Israeli ships traveling through the narrow point at the entrance to the Red Sea and up to the Suez Canal, as they say, in solidarity with the Palestinians, because they do not want tens of thousands more children and women and innocent men to be killed in Palestine, which is still going on. That's still happening in Gaza, even though the Western mainstream media have now gone completely silent on the continuing campaign of ethnic cleansing, which is happening in Gaza. Now, my position for this is that the UK should stay completely out of this. It's nothing to do with us. The Jews and Arabs who live in Israel, Palestine, have got to sort their own problems out and find a way to live together. Yemen has got involved. Perhaps they shouldn't have got involved, but they have. But it's completely wrong and reckless for the UK and also the US, with the Biden regime obviously getting involved and then taking military action, military strikes against Yemen. And the consequence of that has been a further escalation today until Yemen, under the Houthi government in Yemen, has replied by bombing a US container ship, a cargo ship, and the pictures look pretty damaging to that ship. I will put a link to the video footage of this cargo ship being, after it's been bombed. It's on fire and it looks like it's going to sink at any minute to the bottom of the Red Sea. So this is not good. Yemen has now said, as well as targeting Israeli ships or ships traveling to Israel, because of what's happening there in Gaza, they're also now going to target American and British ships, which they wouldn't have done if the completely reckless actions by Biden, Sunak, US, UK governments had taken place yesterday or the day before yesterday. This is a response to that. There's no need to escalate, but of course we have idiots in control in most Western countries who have no other record apart from escalate and use our big weapons to drop bombs on people. No thought to trying to de-escalate, release the tension, lower the tension, and reduce things so that we can get to a place where people are not bombing each other and destroying each other's stuff. No, they escalate and escalate. And we have a further escalation today. This American ship is the victim of that, just as the Yemeni cities were the victim of what happened before, just as the people in Gaza were the victims of what happened before that, just as the people in Israel were the victims of what happened before that. And there's more victims and more victims. You can go back 75 years or hundreds of years or thousands of years. Where do you stop? How far do you go back before people stop saying, they did this, but they did this, but they did this, but they did this? It's a pointless game trying to play that conversation. It doesn't matter who started it and then who did what next and who did what next. The question is, who's going to end it? And I was going to say then I hope the people in the government in the West are going to do that, but they're not, because they're all completely beholden to the neocon war agenda. I hope that we can get into Parliament in the UK in these elections coming up as the Heritage Party. We're the only UK party which is sensible, has sensible conservative policies on finance, on family, on society, on immigration, on environment, everything, on energy, but also wants to de-escalate war and prevent us from getting further and further along the road to World War III. So please, if you can, support us in the Heritage Party if that interests you. If you're interested in de-escalating tensions in the Middle East, if you're interested in stopping war, if you're interested in trying somehow to get back to normal and undoing all the damage that's been done by Biden, Zelensky, Israel, Hamas, everybody on every side of every conflict, which we should stay out of and try to broker peace. Please come and join me in the Heritage Party. We have a shot here. However improbable it is, we still have the possibility of forming a government with your help. So please join me in the Heritage Party to stop the war and to bring back some common sense to the things that are happening before they get out of hand. Thanks for listening, everybody.